Hi everybody and welcome back to another workshop update. Now you might have seen last week we had WCC who brought down a massive array of vehicles, everything from exotics all the way through to track focused vehicles. But today we're back at the workshop, so let's go ahead and see what Bob's up to. Bob, you about?
Here I am out here. Hey B, how's it going? Hey everyone,
Good, buddy.
How you lot doing? So yeah, here we are today. We've got Brett here. He's putting the finishing touches to the 944. You've probably seen it through our last episode, been following it through its process of the repaint. So here, what Brett's doing is he's giving it what we call a denib and polish, taking out the little imperfections, and then he'll be polishing it up. So pretty much that is what it comes out of the gun, out of the spray booth, and then he's just gonna denib and polish that. So the car's all built up. Few little final finishing touches to this, and this one should be hitting one of the shows around wherever you are. So that's this one. Probably see this one going out next week now. So follow me and I'll show you what else we've got down here. So we've got the TVR. We'll be covering a bit more on this one when we start it, so stay tuned for this one and we'll show you what we're going to do, and a couple of little quirks with the headlights. We'll show you that a bit later on.
This thing sounds nuts. I've heard it start, I've heard you move it. It's crazy.
It's deafening, and it smells. If we had smell-o-vision, this thing absolutely smells. It just reeks of fuel when it's out there. It's bonkers. It is mad. It scares me, this car does. But yeah, come on through, show you this Land Rover that we've got. So here we are. We've got this Land Rover Defender Icon. Don't know much about them, but this one, apparently from the customer, he says it's a really special thing. So it's come in. We've had all the side bars, nudge bars off, front and back nudge bars. Had them all off. They were all white. Customer wanted to go a satin black with the rippled finish. So we've had them all removed, completely sanded down, and we're just on the build-up process of this. But yeah, apparently, like he says, a bit of a special thing. This one's got the diesel engine. Apparently they do come with the LS3, I think, customer saying.
Wow, Corvette engine.
So you could actually have a 5.7 or a 6.2 LS in there. Crazy bit of kit actually, really nice and snug, tight in there. Great little car, and it's left-hand drive, so yeah, a bit special that. So yeah, tell you what we haven't seen a lot of lately is, we haven't shown any of this car. So come on, follow me, and we'll go upstairs to our restoration bay. Let's go. Right guys, so here we are in our restoration bay. So what we do, we bring the cars up here that need a lot of work, that are going to be a long-term job. They come up here, they sit on axle stands, and we can just work on them as and when we need to. So this is a car, we haven't really touched on this one in our videos. So this one came in as a running car, came in just for a couple of little bubbles. So as we started working on it, realised, hold on, there's a lot more than bubbles on this one. It needed a lot more work. So far, we're going to put some pictures on the screen for you guys. B, make sure you put some pictures up. So far we've put new sills on both sides, new mounting plates on both sides. This side we put a new front tub section on, new wheel arch sections, new door shuts. These cars have a big tendency to rot around the bottom corners here, so we end up putting a whole new sill on, whole new inner door striker plate on, and a section off the back wing. That was done on both sides. That side has had a new wing. At some point it had a previous new wing, didn't line up too good. I think it wasn't a very good quality one, so we've put a new wing on this side. So yeah, that's the basics of this job. what goes into a job like this, I hear you say. Car came in, we started sanding it down, realized it was going to be a lot more than just a sand down and paint. So we paint stripped it, we went down to bare metal where we had to. Then we give it a coat of epoxy primer on top of that. Once all the panel work was done, then we give it any filling and blending. Then we block sand that filler primer down using blocks like this. So have a read of what that says, what this one's called. It's called the Mummy. It's actually called the Pinky Blocks. Done by a company called Gavin Pink. Guy does some amazing work. This block, you'll see, it's very flat. We can connect our dust extraction pipes onto there, and it sort of helps eliminate dust. It's pretty rigid, so it'll comfortably do a panel like that, not a problem. Then we got one of these. It's imported from the States. There's a whole kit of them of about 20 different sizes. It's done by a company called Linear Block. Difference in this block is, look at that, it can bend all the way. So we can bend it that way, we can bend it that way. So it takes the contour off a panel. A block like that we would use on, let's say, the roof. So we can bend it. So B, have a look at that. We can bend it to the shape of that roof wherever we need it. And then it's used like that. So that's all that is done by hand. No machines, no fancy trick, no magic wands. It's just time consuming sanding. So like our guys, I've had one guy on this one, just to the stage that you see it now doing, and that's not the whole car. He's only done one side, a roof, and pretty much this side. He's been on it almost a week, just sitting there sanding and primering and sanding again. So
there's no such thing as a shortcut, right?
There are shortcuts, but that's not the proper way of doing the job. But if you want the job done properly, there are no shortcuts.
Absolutely.
There's stages to follow, processes to follow, and just time-consuming labour involved in it.
Good old elbow grease.
Proper elbow grease. There's so far, no one's made a machine that can block sand a panel. Probably in the next week, probably 2 weeks, we'll get it back downstairs and into the booth and shoot some paint on it. So keep an eye out for that video. We'll show you more, probably do a whole video of painting this car.
Like we said before, we had the guys from WCC come down because we had an event that the guys were hosting. But that's not the only thing we're doing this year, is it, Bob? We're doing a lot more.
So yeah, massive big up to WCC for hosting their first event here at Autobodytechnic. This year we've got West London Classics. B will put up a link somewhere in the camera, somewhere up there or down there. He'll put a link up. I think that is in July at some point. Keep an eye out for that one. That's going to be pretty good. West London Classics. What else do we have? We've got Car Audio Security. They're holding an evening event. Always like a good evening event. That would be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that one. So me and B-Man will be taking a couple of cars up there. And hopefully let's see if Outlawed Plates, Taron's got his license and he could possibly take one of the cars. So Taron, hurry up, get your license, son. What else have we got going on? Yes, we've got 911.co.uk. He holds his Fair Mile event. That's always a really good Porsche event. If you haven't been down to the Fair Mile, a really good turnout there. And the food's really good up there as well. So we always go there for an evening, park up. We don't bother looking at the cars. We go in for a bit of munch and then come back out. But no, seriously, we have a good walk around. There's always something nice there. And then I'm sure we're going to have a couple of events of our own down here this year. So keep an eye out for those. And there'll probably be a couple of other events that we go to, but we'll keep you guys posted, let you know where we end up.
Absolutely. I think all in all, I think that's pretty much it, right, Bob? Is there anything else that we've missed today?
No, that's it. I think we've covered what we need to today. So we'll see you guys next week.